welcome to the Magic Our Way podcast. My name is Kevin.
And I'm Danny.
And over here we got Eli.
Hey.
And over there in the patio,
way over there.
me. Way over there.
How's it going?
Hey guys, how's it all going? We're on video. How about that?
Nice.
This is our very first video that the listeners can actually see us.
Well, the listeners have been deprived too long of our lovely faces. So.
And Lee's beard.
And Lee's beard, of course.
There you go.
Now you can see the horror that we describe to you on a weekly basis.
Yes. Yeah, now they have the looks to go with the voices. This is pretty surreal.
Isn't it crazy? Now they know what you look like and they can find us and maybe have weird fantasies. I don't know.
And Wayne Gray is that much closer to
fulfillment.
A night alone with you.
Just what he wanted.
That's your camera right there. You're wrong camera.
It's just weird.
He's got two cameras. Right?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I told you. I didn't want to see myself. So anyway, I'm sorry, Kevin.
Oh, that's good, man. It's all good. But today, speaking of seeing Eli, we're doing this Marvel moment here, and we're talking about Falcon and Winter Soldier, which is the latest offering of the Marvel Cinemeric Universe. A couple weeks back, WandaVision just ended, and so this is the next series of, episodic series to be released on Disney Plus.
Yes.
And we're here to talk about it for a little bit, give our thoughts, our initial thoughts, kind of like what we did with WandaVision. We talked about our initial feelings about this episode or this series coming up and how we feel and all that kind of stuff. So that's what we're going to do here today on video. And so, Eli, before you give us your conflicting feelings and emotions and stuff, I just want to warn the listeners that this is full of spoilers. We're going to be talking about details that happened in that episode. So if you haven't seen it yet, go ahead and hit pause, and then you can come back to us and see us react to this particular episode. So you had your chance, you had your warning. So, Eli, go ahead and take it, sir. So tell us, what are these feelings that you're feeling right now with your feelings and emotions and feelings and stuff?
Yes.
My feelings is this, that I would like them to do the conflict of Falcon having the shield and what it means to be Captain America done a little bit better than how it was portrayed in the first episode. I don't know if it makes me sympathize with him or like dislike him as a hero. He does cool hero stuff, but the actual personality of the conflict to say, hey, do I deserve the shield or do I not? I had to watch it twice because Danny and I saw it and we had to talk about it. I know we might get into that later, but I had to watch it again because I was like,
you were that.
I was
feeling.
that, yeah, because I want to like him for what he's doing and what he's trying to represent. But it's really hard for me to do that.
I loved it. That was his decision because, I mean, it kind of mirrors what we've been saying all along, which is, like you don't just recast Batman.
Well, yeah.
You don't just recast Superman. Like, this was a symbol and that was of this man and I got to be my own thing.
Yes.
I thought that was a really well done. Like, he embodied my feelings. Now, obviously, because you like him so much, you want to see him take on the mantle. But you don't want to see him just strip his identity as a Falcon. You want him to see him incorporate maybe elements of Captain America into him, but he's his own unique entity. He's not Captain America, the reboot, Captain America, the sequel.
Yeah, and he didn't need to have like a Captain America uniform on. I just figured S.H.I.E.L.D. was good enough because it would be weird with wings and whatnot, but I didn't like the fact that he's done hero stuff in the past, and yet he doesn't feel that he's good enough to be like, the symbol
representative of a nation.
Yeah, and because like in the very beginning,
I like that.
Well, but in the very beginning, like they play. I didn't pick it up the first time I saw it, but the second time when they play that audio track from Endgame, where Captain America's like, here you go, nobody else has the shield. You the man now. I mean, it's like,
how's it feel?
Yeah,
feels like someone else's.
And he's like, I'm gonna put on the suit and go away.
It isn't.
Yeah, I just kind of hurt me a little bit. I felt he would at least kept it, at least kept the shield. I mean,
he just gave it up, didn't he?
Yeah,
to the Smithsonian. Is that what it was?
Yeah, to the Smithsonian.
Yeah, Smithsonian.
Well, why do y'all have a problem with that though? That's what I don't understand. Like, that's a heavy.
Well, at least keep it in your closet. Keep the shield in your closet.
Keep the shield in the closet.
Yeah. You never know. You're going to come by. You might want to practice with it. Be like,
keep it under your bed or something.
Kind of like Tony Stark had it in his lab, just holding up some crap. It's like, no, like, why not?
Yeah, you like hoarding stuff now. Like, that could go to, or, it could be put in the Smithsonian. All the kids and everyone that looked up to Captain America could see it, as opposed to just using it to to put sushi on it or whatever. Like,
Exactly. Like,
like share it with the world. If you don't want it, if you want it, take it. But if you don't want it, then let everyone else enjoy it.
Steve Rogers had a love for this country and a love for America and just was a patriot through and through. And I think Sam is a little conflicted. You hear some of the things that he says.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you
Very.
can tell he's a little conflicted about some things that are going on in this country and some things that are happening in this world. And so I can see him being like, am I that guy to really be Mr. Patriot, Mr. Good Guy all the time? I mean, we said spoilers. In this, he flat out murders people.
Oh, God.
I mean, that dude killed a lot of people at the beginning. Like, that was one of my first takeaways. Like, so I thought the episode was brilliant. I thought it was the best opening of a Marvel or Star Wars shows. I think like the other ones, like
TV shows. Opening of
TV
TV. Okay.
where you're kind of like, except for the very first episode of Mandalorian, that ended perfectly, and you're like, yeah, I can't wait to see the next one. And then it's like, wait, what's going on? This one's like, yeah, I have a good idea where we're going. I know what we're setting up for a bit. Now I can kind of imagine where we might be going next, but I've got enough where as soon as that episode ended, I'm like, ooh, yeah, I want to see more. I wasn't like, what the hell did I just watch? So I was happy with that. I thought it was a really well done first episode, perhaps their best first episode on Disney Plus ever. But yeah, man, when did we get into the world where it used to be like if a superhero did something and it caused the villain to plummet to his death, the next thing you see is that superhero kind of make a face and then swoop all the way down to catch that dude right before he hit the ground.
Well, the man had to get, before he got to the border or whatever. So, he was, Falcon was under some pressure right there. That's what happened there. And they would shoot missiles
He was
at
on
the
a
man.
timeline.
Yeah.
I guess so,
You shoot
man.
missiles at me. I ain't trying to help you.
It seems to be like the rule is if you're in hand-to-hand combat, you can't break a neck, you can't slit a throat, you can't kill anybody in hand-to-hand combat. But you can throw a grenade, you can lasso somebody out of a helicopter, you can throw somebody in a canyon and let him drop to his death. But as long as you don't kill anybody in hand-to-hand combat, you're fine.
That's it.
The superhero code has shifted a bit.
That's combat by fate.
Isn't that
Yes,
rule number
that's it.
3 or whatever that book you had to do or something? Don't kill anybody.
Don't hurt anybody.
Don't hurt anybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What do y'all think about the development of Bucky, the Winter Soldier in this one?
Is Bucky like Tony Soprano now? He's going to the therapist and living his past, and he's got all these anxieties and stuff. Like, that's what I took away from. I was like, oh, this is like, he's like Tony Soprano over here. So yeah, I don't know. I thought,
Bucky Soprano.
not knowing like all the background and stuff, I was just like, oh, that's an interesting twist. He's got to see a therapist.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't care for that aspect of it too much. Like, I kind of felt like that was just so, like, really? I mean, he didn't do these things. He was programmed to do these things.
Right.
The whole idea that you need to go make amends to people that you were forced to kill because you had no control over your own facility. Now, don't get me wrong. I could see that messing you up. But
Well, that's what I took from it. Is he's so like, it's damaged him internally.
Yes.
So in order to get right with himself, he feels like he needs to do these things.
That was part of his
That's the way I
pardon, though,
took it.
right? Then he has to do that stuff as part of his pardon. Is that
Oh,
what it
no,
was?
that's true. She did say that, right? Like it was
That's-
part of the
therapy.
the plea deal.
I was going to say, that's what I heard as well. And again, it's like, how do you blame somebody for doing something that they weren't in control of their own facilities? It seems like you're forcing this dude to remind himself of all the people he's hurt. It seems like you're almost torturing him. It seems like the exact opposite of what you'd want to do. Face up to what you did when you had zero control over what you were doing and remind yourself of what an awful person that you were instead of being like, that's not me. I've done good things since then.
Yeah, they trashed him pretty bad in that therapy one. Like, I mean, that therapist, I wouldn't want her for a therapist. I want my insurance recalled if that's the only person I got.
Well, she was like a government thing because, like,
She was a
said,
military.
yeah, I'm
she
a soldier.
was a soldier, but she was like, you do it terrible. You got like no friends. Sam's trying to call you because he's getting blown up, and you're not answering his calls. You're just alone. I can see
Yeah,
why you
but
didn't
she
want to
had a-
show up on the sofa.
She had a superpower. Every time she did this,
Yeah.
Don't write.
no, not that.
Come
no.
on, don't
Not
do
the
it.
clicky.
Don't write. Don't do it. Don't.
You know,
No.
it's funny. My wife's going to become a counselor, and so she was kind of breaking down how that therapist was doing. And she's
Oh,
like,
wow.
She's over there. She's like, yeah, she's using closed-ended questions. She shouldn't be doing that. That's totally against everything they teach us. Blah blah blah. She kept on going. It's kind of funny.
See what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't want that. Like, I mean, who wants to go to a therapist and the therapist just pretty much doesn't give you any qualities of the stuff that you did good? Like, I think that was another thing with both characters. Like, it's almost like everybody forgot they got killed and then came back.
The blip.
Yeah, the blip. You know, and
opposed to the blimp.
And then let's just get past that part, and like, you know, just go into your trauma. Like, well, I did come back from the dead. That does mess with you a little bit.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I can tell you what, the whole opening scene, you know, and stuff, hooked me in. I think it hooked me in better than WandaVision did.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, because you knew what was
yeah.
up.
Yeah, because we knew exactly, and I'm glad this was going to be a different feel than WandaVision. You know, Wanda's got her whole crazy mystic thing happening, and so this one's a little, you know, kind of we were hoping it would be something like this, and I'm very happy that they let off like that because I was hooked from the get-go.
Absolutely.
It was nice.
Yeah, once you get it out of the realm of anything can happen because you're in a magical world to now you're grounded in this reality.
Yeah,
where you know brothers from the dead brothers can't just show up out of nowhere and stuff like that. You have a little bit more of a sense of what's going on. So where WandaVision, I guess that's why they released 2 episodes. Like this one, you just got 1.
Yeah.
To start off with. So anyway, I thought they did a really fabulous job getting you started. After that, you know, I just watched Justice League for 4 hours.
Oh, I was about to say, did you sit through the whole 4 hours Zack Snyder?
It took
epic.
There were breaks, there were pauses.
Okay,
you had to go to the bathroom at some point. But it kind of took on a little bit of a somber, dark tone that was kind of reminiscent of, oh man, I feel like I'm watching Justice League again. Yeah. Like they're just, being a hero is no fun, we're suffering. They don't pay us nothing.
Yeah, they're broke.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, you think Tony would have left them some money or something? Like they would have been in a will or a retirement fund or something, man.
Oh, the little ones got all the money, man.
Well, not just Tony, like S.H.I.E.L.D. I mean, S.H.I.E.L.D.'s a government organization. They technically work for S.H.I.E.L.D. I mean, Sam just didn't become a superhero like, say, Peter Parker. Sam was a soldier beforehand and kind of, as a soldier, became Falcon and tried out the wings and whatnot and liked it. And so, I mean, he's been military all along, so he also worked for S.H.I.E.L.D. And I don't know. I just kind of got the impression that Sam was being treated like somebody who had nothing. Like, you know, it just didn't make any sense to me that that would be the case. And I get you blipped out or whatever. You come back. I didn't buy that scene, that whole, like, yeah, we've got no money thing. We're not, I mean, they were just trying to afford a shrimp boat. What was that?
The bank part? The bank scene?
Like,
oh, my God.
Falcon doesn't get $50,000. Like that one mission where you took out like 3 helicopters and killed a bunch of dudes. That ain't worth
something.
Right? You can't afford a whole shrimp boat.
You got to have a 401k or something going on, man. I mean,
right.
Yeah, military retirement.
I could just think I'm reminded of Anchorman. The Falcon was denied a bank loan.
Yeah, that scene was killing me, and then it was funny, but it was killing me at the same time. Was the bank was like, "Can I take a picture with you?" And he was like, "Are you serious?" Like,
he did the little wingy thing, and I thought it was the little.
Oh yeah, like oh, you're Batman. No.
He was trying to bond in that moment.
But then, like, the dude still wanted the photo after he turned him down. Like, you know, that was killing me. Like, you serious?
Well, because, the guy was a little bit disconnected.
Yeah.
Shall we say.
But he's your hero. He's your hero. You can't even, like, I thought.
But he wasn't his hero. He didn't even know who he was at first.
And they were banking for
he wasn't in costume.
Wow.
He had to, like kind of envision him and stuff like that, you know?
Vision, huh?
But maybe he could have gave him a quarter of the loan. Maybe he's like, hey, look, you can't have all the shrimp boats you want, but look, maybe it's enough to get you started or something like that. I mean, maybe Redbird could help him. I don't know. Maybe with somebody.
He needs to go find Forrest Gump, see what's going on, man. Forrest Gump will hook him up real good. He's like, yeah, you can open up a franchise with me, you know?
Yeah, no,
I have to.
I did not buy the whole bank loan thing. I didn't care for that at all. That whole scene.
They need that.
To me, it's just like I see what they were trying to do. It's kind of like, we're gonna make you think a little bit. Like, yeah, how do superheroes pay the bills? Because they're so it's like, no, really, no. This dude worked for Shield. He worked for the government before that. He's flying all these kind of missions. I can't believe that it's like, yeah, baby, look, we can afford this shrimp boat. I just need to get an extra couple shifts with the government. Like, it's like catching an extra couple shifts at Subway or something. Like, yeah, I'll get
Let me see if Hulk will trade a weekend shift with me, some extra money.
Exactly.
I thought they were. I really did think they were going to go like a direction where I thought he had money, but she didn't want to take it.
What if
That's where I thought it was going.
What if the Falcon worked for Uber Eats?
He get there fast though.
He get there pretty fast. Yeah. It sounds like he would make more money working for Uber Eats than the government at this rate.
Uber Eats, DoorDash, and all of them. Yeah.
I don't buy that at all. Shoot.
Oh no, that was killing.
I don't know, man. Like everyone's got a side hustle now. You know, like that's the world we live in right now.
But that's like a superhero rule. I mean, I get it. Not every superhero gets alter ego with a mansion, but they at least afford an apartment.
Right.
I mean, even if they have the most basic job, it's enough that they can afford a basic form of living.
Look at Hawkeye. He had a whole big farm acreage, stretching out to, and Falcon can't afford a shrimp boat.
That right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can at least sell some of the equipment, you know what I mean, to get some of the parts that you need. You could
just sell some autographs or something, you know.
Right.
Take some selfies with the bankers.
Look, they can't even afford better spice than Old Bay, so I mean, you know.
Yeah. How you learn to speak Arabic and you can't get a loan? I would imagine learning Arabic is harder than getting the loan at that point.
Y'all know what I'm talking about, the Old Bay that's sitting there in the spice rack in her sister's kitchen or whatever, the family kitchen.
Well, I mean, I knew that.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, that's the first thing I saw. I was like, Old Bay. What is that doing in a Louisiana household?
Where's that Tony Chachere's?
Yeah.
Oh, so that was the very first New Orleans thing where you're like, that is not.
That is definitely not.
No, you're right.
I'm not convinced.
No,
nobody around here would have Old Bay in their thing. I guarantee it. And all you Old Bay people, whatever, I don't care.
Especially not in Delaware. No.
Oh, they were messing with each other good.
They're down there.
So let me ask you this, because Eli and I were having this conversation yesterday. We both agreed that there was a very big racial component to this.
Oh, the bank loan thing?
No, the whole show. The bank loan scene was kind of like put it over the top, where it's like, this isn't accidental. Mm-hmm. This is purposeful, that they're definitely hammering home a racial component to this show that I'm not comfortable with this being in my superhero entertainment.
I just want to smile again.
Black Panther didn't have this many racial undertones.
That's why he lived in his own country.
Yeah, his own kingdom.
Yeah. We don't want it like that. We want it, integrate.
But there was that part in the kitchen, because what you said, that's what made me think of it. When there was a part in the kitchen where it's like, man, I know these white folks. I'm not going to play with these white folks.
I don't play with these white folks.
Yeah, it's like something about how the white folks do something.
We was about to get the loan.
Right.
Yeah, he was like, I ain't playing with them. So like, he had his plan. They played with him. He didn't get the loan.
And I'm like, oh shoot, what are these white folks doing to him?
It was
like,
it was almost like, hey, like if you're watching, like, hey, is that how black people talk with each other with like nobody else is around? No.
You don't talk like that?
No, I don't sit there and say, I'm gonna go out of law. I know how white people think. Like, I'm gonna play hard. No, I'm like, oh my God, I please hope that I need this loan for our shrimp boat. Oh my God, please, Lord Jesus, help us. Like, that's how it goes.
Please, baby Jesus.
Please, baby Jesus, did you help us?
Sorry, baby, I got to go record a podcast with these white folks.
Yeah.
I don't play with
these white folks. I just come out and say what I got to say. Like, like nobody talks like that.
Yeah, it just seems so out of nowhere. Like, wait, well, what? Falcon is like white folks. What is Falcon trying to say about white folks?
Exactly.
I was kind of caught me off guard, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, her sister, when they get to, it's like, man, things have tightened up, and she was like, it always seems to tighten up.
Around
us. And they're like, oh wow. It's like, damn, okay. And the guy's like, no, ma'am, no. This is, half the population disappeared. That's all this is about. This is, totally about that. And there were other little scenes, like there was. Like,
we're gonna talk about with War Machine. I mean, that one still kills me.
Which one?
Where he's in the museum. He's in the museum, and Rhodes or War Machine is like saying, "Why didn't you pick up the shield?" Which is still like a pretty impactful little scene.
Yeah.
And so your boy is just like, "Yeah, I just don't believe that I should have it." And again, Rhodes is like, "Yeah, but the world is." I had to watch that scene a couple times. Like, the world is crazy. Just need someone for it to look up to. Like, you could have been the guy. This is the one we were splitting hairs on the other night. So it's kind of like him saying, yeah, I'm not worth having a shield. We were trying to figure out.
Oh yeah, that's right. And then after he says that, he's like,
all right, my brother, or like, all right, brother, and then he was just out. But I think
and it was so out of character. It's like, man, when did Rhodey I didn't even know these two were close.
Yes.
And all of a sudden he's like, all right, my brother.
Yeah, and I'm
kind of like, you let us down.
Yeah, and I think, and I looked over and I was like, I'm not a Hollywood writer guy, but I know we kind of talked about this. It was late last night, but it's like you have something there that you wouldn't see often. Besides it being two African American superheroes in the same room, they're both, what would you call them? Like the next step of the hero that isn't there anymore. I don't know how you would phrase it.
They're like the sidekick who now are forced to kind of take on the mantle.
Right. So like instead of it being like, that's where he would have reached him at. If he'd be like, yeah, I hear you, man. You don't want the shield. It's scary, but like, man, I got this armor, man. And like, Tony ain't here. Somebody got to have a uni beam. I'm about to do that.
But like, they never really flat out came out and addressed it. But I'm pretty sure Rhodey didn't paint his armor red and yellow and say, all right, I'm not Iron Man anymore. I'm Iron Machine.
I'm War Man.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So, like even that would have been acceptable. I'm Iron Machine. I'm War Man. Whatever. But as long as he still gets to be War Machine, Rhodey, then he doesn't know what Sam's dealing with.
Exactly, and I think that would have been a better way to phrase that in personally, because it does make Falcon look like a punk. I mean, and it does kind of add that conflict to it where it's like, for me, it does.
To me, it makes him look thoughtful.
I mean, it makes it like if that dialogue changes to where Rhodey says, hero to hero, I get it, but that man's a figure, and like, it would be good if you could just like, step up. And he's like, I don't know, I don't feel like I deserve it. It's like, hey, I didn't think I deserved having the armor either, but I did it, and I almost lost the ability to walk. Well, now you like, yeah, bro, you got to try something, But it did go the way it worked. Well, it was phrased in the way it was like, yeah, bro, you ain't doing nothing. All right, bro, you don't want the shield. All right, bro, be that way.
Again, I don't get the impression that it wasn't the idea of taking up the shield and using the shield. It's more the idea of I have to embody everything that. And again, clearly, there was that other part where they were in whatever country they were in, and the guy that was on the ground that was helping them out is like, he says something to him, and Sam says something like, "Yeah, trust me, whenever things get better for one group of people, it always gets worse for another group."
Oh yeah, you talking about the flag
right. And that was the other racial. Like I'm like that again. There just tends to be to me like a racial component there, but it also to me shows that Sam's aware that he's not as cool with America as Captain America is. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's like he's conflicted.
Right.
He's like, I want to be this all-American hero, but I know how America is.
Yeah.
Especially to people of my skin color.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so how can I be okay? It's like I'm saying it's okay with the way that America has treated people of color this whole time if I'm to become that Captain America.
Exactly.
So yeah, I mean, I 100% saw that, and he's definitely conflicted in that regard, because it's like, man, like I want to be this person, but knowing what I know, I can't be that person.
And that's why I think I like that aspect of it. I like the fact he's like, dude, I could fight, I could do this, but I got no super serum. So like, I'm a guy. If I get punched, it's gonna hurt. Like Cap had superhuman strength, superhuman reflexes. Yeah. I've got a jetpack, and he had a love for America that I love my country, but I am conflicted about the way I'm not him. I got to be me, and I like that message. I like the whole idea. We're turning our back on the whole. Yeah, you just well, let's have a female Iron Man, or let's have a new like teenage Batman or something. Like you can't just hand over a mantle. That person has to become something. And that's what he's trying to say. It's an age of new heroes, and you gotta forge your own way.
But that's it. But at least take the shield and be like, yeah, okay, I get it. I'm a different Captain America, but let me at least try something. I guess my thing was and I'm sure in future episodes it's got to happen, right? Because now there's a new guy that's Captain
the dude
America.
At the end,
the dude at the end.
Who was that dude?
That
some
was
random
one
guy.
funny looking dude.
Somebody said it was like what, John
he looked
Walker
like Steve
or something?
Buscemi.
Yeah, this I think
Supposed to be like John Walker or something like
U.S.
that.
agent. That's
U.S.
what I
agent,
think
yeah.
it is. Yeah, because it's got it on the back.
Oh, it does it?
Yeah, it's got
I didn't
U.S.
see
and then
that.
there's like a little A. Yeah, I had to watch it twice, but yeah, there's a
Oh,
U.S.
I
and
totally
then there's
missed
an A
that.
on the
Yeah.
back
Okay,
of
it's
his
US agent, yeah.
and he's kind of like a faux Cap America. Yeah, I mean,
but they didn't introduce him like that. They introduced him as a new Captain America.
Yes,
So,
no,
yeah.
absolutely, yes.
They've gone a different
With the
way.
shield.
With that.
That's the same shield. They
That's the
took from
same shield.
from
That
the-
kill you.
oh,
That
yeah.
kill you even
That's
more.
okay. So there's your other component of racism in this show was the guy who took the shield from Sam was like,
Yeah.
You did the right
you
thing.
made
Yeah.
the right decision, did the right thing, and then he turns around and hands it to this
U.S. agent.
yeah,
US
weird
agent,
looking
yeah.
John
gawky,
Walker.
yeah, that guy, and that whole thing was kind of whoa. There was a lot of racial undertones to this show.
And the man still couldn't get a loan.
No,
That's the part that hurts really deep. Sorry, he can't even be a hero
No.
enough to get a loan.
what hurts me is that you can't pay for a shrimp boat with cash, and you risk your life for a country. You fight in the Infinity Wars. You fight in all that, and you can't, nothing. No, I don't buy that.
That's kind of like the plight of the military, right, guys? Right? They do all this stuff for
Yeah, I
fighting
was gonna
battles.
say like
and
they
they're
they
barely
do all
paid
the
anything.
the dying and the killing, and then they come back and they can't even afford.
They're homeless. And all
Yeah,
that
like
stuff, yeah.
most. I think I don't know the numbers. I'm not that smart.
Yeah, but there's a
like
difference-
majority of
There's a difference
yeah
between being a soldier, and then
a grunt,
you're like James Bond.
and being a superhero.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have a certain super ability, and you can go in and beyond jurisdictions that
Go to
regular
another
soldiers-
planet.
Yes.
Another planet. Just think about that. Like, not this, I mean, not against a soldier, but yeah, another planet. Come on.
As we round up here, what,
Yes.
what do y'all guys feel as far as the episodes coming next? Are y'all excited about this series, or what are your thoughts as we?
Very excited.
Yes.
Very excited about where the series is going to go. This one to me, I don't know what Disney is going to do with Black, and they apparently don't know what they're going to do with Black Widow. But to me, there's so much good content, and when you look at the stuff that you're seeing, like that whole action scene that started off the show, that is movie quality stuff.
Oh, with Batroc and the helicopters? and
Yeah,
stuff?
all that.
Oh, yeah, that's
all
good
that,
stuff,
all
yeah.
that.
With
all
the
that.
Rocky the Flying Squirrel get up, and yeah, that was crazy. But I mean, when I'm watching this, I'm like, shoot, man, why would I ever need to go to a movie theater again? When I can get content this good created for a television show, I mean, I've got no reason to go back to the movie theater ever again. I was happy. I'm really happy with it. I'm really looking forward to where they're going with it. There is an element to me of slight disappointment in the sense that I kind of feel like the Sam story to me is a story you kind of got to get into. The Bucky thing seems like, really? I mean, we've already kind of seen this element of Bucky regret. I mean, they did this whole thing with, where he killed Tony Stark's parents.
Right.
And, Tony realized it. And
You killed my mommy.
yeah, exactly. So, I mean, yeah.
Do you think Bucky killed Yori's son? The Japanese guy he's hanging out with?
Yeah, he did.
No, he did. His
Yeah.
picture was
Totally
on the
did.
mantle when he looked into his room.
And his dad, I saw this.
Well,
the
I saw
second
that.
time.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
I didn't know if that was like common knowledge or it was just something I was reading into or whatever.
No, when they have the dinner together, the old man says, "Yeah, I still miss my son. He went on a trip." He describes as going on a trip, and then he disappeared. So like, I didn't catch that the first time, but yes, he totally did it. Yeah, he killed the man's
Yeah,
son.
yeah. And then
Okay, got
when he looks into the apartment when he go after he left his date, he goes into the apartment and he has a little altar, I guess, to his son, and he sees a picture of the dude. There he is.
Yeah, that's why he loses his nerve to kind
Yeah.
of tell him, "Oh, I killed your kid. I'm so sorry."
Yeah, he just
Yeah.
gives him what the lunch money you. That's it. Yeah. So that picture on the altar is what sealed it. That was it. Yeah, he did it.
I mean, it just sucks. It's like, it would be like if your father was a bad person and did a bunch of things that you absolutely had no control over, and then you had to go and meet everybody that he ever wronged and apologize to what he did. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you had no control over what he did. Like, why you have to? And that's kind of what I feel about Bucky at this point in time. It's like, why are we making this dude relive his worst? Shouldn't he be trying his best to move beyond this? We should not be reminding him. He should not be apologizing to people. It should be
The
like,
man won't let him move forward.
you know what he needs? He needs Robin Williams hugging him and saying, it wasn't your fault.
No, yeah. He needs to go back to Wakanda. Like, why did he leave Wakanda?
Go back to
play
being the
with me,
White
man.
Wolf. That's right.
Yeah, what the hell?
Bucky, it wasn't your fault.
Wasn't your fault.
It's not your fault.
Not your fault.
Yeah, you know, he needs
Not
to
you, man. Not you, man.
go back to that museum, look at yourself, love yourself again.
Right.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm not really a fan of that. You know, that part of it is. I really kind of felt like we could have gone in a more original route with Bucky, maybe even being jealous. Like, why didn't Steve see it in me to give me the shield?
Yeah, he nodded it off. He nodded off for Steve to give it to him. Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah. So I mean, I thought that there was a better way to go. So some of the more stereotypical stuff, like the therapist stuff, the bank loan stuff, I didn't like all that stuff particularly because I kind of felt like it's kind of cheap character building, and not very well executed. And really, when you think about it, it doesn't really make much sense. But beyond that, there was so much right about it. And the way they were building this organization and the way they kind of set you up wanting more, they closed it out just a perfect. They ended it perfectly when they bring in U.S. Agent or the new Captain America, whatever. So I'm geeked, man. I can't wait to see where this goes from here.
I'm in the same way. I'm totally excited for watching the rest of every Friday night, at least for the next 5 weeks. I think it's only a 6-episode series, right? We're going to be in front of
Only
the TV.
6?
I think it's only 6, but I think they're hour-long episodes. I could be wrong.
It's like 40 minutes plus.
40, 50, somewhere in there, yeah. If they had commercials, it would be an hour-long episode, right? So I'm definitely excited. Every Friday night, me and my family will be sitting there in front of the TV watching this whole thing. So, but Lee, I want to toss it to you. I want to. What do you think? I know you didn't really keep up with the WandaVision. So did you finally finish WandaVision?
I didn't, man. Like, I guess I will eventually, but
Oh no, that's perfect. No, I'm glad you didn't. Because my question to you is this a show that after this first episode, do you feel like you'll actually finish this one, or does it make you want to continue watching it?
This is definitely like more up my alley. Like, I understood what they were trying to do with WandaVision, and I knew it was going to progress from where it was. But those first 2 episodes were just like, I'm ready for it to get to something better, you know? Whereas this is like right from the beginning, like, all right, cool. It's got the action. It's got some cool backstory. You know, they're building your love for the characters, even if you've never seen a Marvel movie ever, and this is who Bucky is. Like, maybe that's what they're trying to do for people that aren't familiar with Marvel. Maybe that's why they're going through that. But either way, you can enjoy this, not having to be a huge Marvel fan and not having to know the backstory or any of the secret little Easter eggs and stuff like that. It's just like, okay, it's an enjoyable 30, 40-minute show. I could see myself, I'd like to see how the storyline is going to progress over the next 6 episodes.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, can I ask one more question real quick? Sure. It sounds like we're about ready to wrap it up.
Yeah, we're about ready, yeah.
All right, the Red Wing. Okay, so Falcon has this little drone that detaches. Now, in the comics, he had an actual...
It's an actual hawk, right? Or something like that?
Yeah, was that bird Falcon also named Red Wing?
Yes.
Okay, so that's what they did. They turned the actual Falcon in. I like that application of it as well. I thought the little Red Wing, the introduction to him, was really cool.
Yeah, I like that as an accessory. It should beep or something. Like, you almost make you want to see
like
them kind of talk. Yeah, yeah. Like, that's what I will kind of, because like he's fixing it something. But yeah,
he was in another
cool
movie
accessory.
though. Red Wing was introduced in one of the movies. I remember.
See, I didn't remember.
That was Redbone.
Was that?
That was Redbone.
Redbone? No.
Redbone.
No, Red Bull. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, it gives you wings.
he has some wings.
No, because I remember Red Wing did something, and he's like to what's it? Not Scarlet Witch.
What?
Scarlett Johansson's character.
Yeah, Black Widow.
Black Widow. Yeah, he's like, you go ahead, tell thank you. And she's like, no, I'm not telling that thing thank you. Come on, hit it.
Oh, get out of here! I don't even remember that.
Yeah, I forgot what movie that was in. I can't.
Civil War.
Was it Civil War? Yeah, it must
Civil
have
War.
been Civil War. Yeah. So,
because a lot was happening in that one. That's what it is.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah, so I remember that because I was like, oh, he's got a little drone thingy. But anyway,
yeah, I'd rather that than a bird.
I agree. Yeah,
I mean,
that's a great step forward with because I don't remember that being used in any other. I mean, wouldn't it be cool actually? Now I think about it, if that thing became his shield.
Oh, that was a good point. His wings being the shield was a cool accessory. Really quick.
I like that. It looked weird, but I like the idea that he could use them as that.
Well, his feet were exposed too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, why didn't he shoot his feet?
Like all of a sudden he twists himself up and there's like this weird octagon.
Yeah, like a
shape.
box or
Yes.
something.
All right, so Eli, man, let's end it with you, man. I'm curious to know your thoughts about the series going forward. Maybe if you have any predictions, I don't know. You did really good. You and Kurt actually last time did really good with WandaVision. So, what do you think? What are your feelings going forward from this first episode?
I love the mythology of the Captain America universe, so I think it's a good way of building both Falcon and the Winter Soldier in that whole world. So I'm looking forward to see what they do with that. I think the U.S. agent or the new Captain America, that part, I'm gonna say maybe they do something weird. That's a weird prediction, but I think they do something with Hydra with that. That would be, I think, a trip for me to see. But I like the world. It's very easy to digest, not too far out.
And less filling.
Yes, but quite tasty.
You can eat a lot of it, and you don't feel as heavy when you come out of it.
You're not bloated at all.
You're not bloated, definitely.
Yes, but I love it. I'm looking forward to the future episodes for sure.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. Guys, look, thank y'all for joining us on this first ever video episode of the Magic Our Way podcast, or segment. It's not a full episode. You can still catch full episodes. Make sure you subscribe to us wherever you listen to podcasts. Check us out, magicourway.com, if you want any other ways to get in touch with us, share your opinions, because as you know, all opinions are always welcome on this podcast, man. So get in touch with us today. So on behalf of Lee and Eli and Danny, man, we say magic out.